Right. It's a few minutes after 2. I hope everybody had a good lunch and that everybody is uh, awake and alert for this next session that we are going to have. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Vanessa Torre. I work at the Ministry of Economic Development, and I'm also the director of the EU Desk Curaçao, which is celebrating its 5th anniversary. And we are having this wonderful EU Funds Week series that we are presenting to you. This afternoon, we will have a very interesting and transformative initiative that is called ILLUSTRE. ILLUSTRE means, well-known, famous, eminent. But in this case, ILLUSTRE will mean something else, and we will explain that through the presentations of Rigo Selassa, of La Nubia Consulting, Renato Calzone of the Hieronymus Academy of Data Science, JADS, and Eunice Cijntje, who is visiting us today and joining this illustre couple of people that we will be exchanging with this afternoon. Before starting, I would like to welcome all those that are already in the call, in the webinar. I hope you will enjoy the presentation that we are going to have this afternoon. I see a lot of interesting people ready to listen to you. So I'll pass the word to Rigo, and then Rigo will take it away from me. Rigo, welcome. The floor is
Thank you,
yours.
Vanessa. Thank you, Vanessa. Thank you for inviting us. Together today, together with Renato and Eunice, we will give you a presentation. We had some technical difficulties, but we will try to manage to do the presentation. Like Vanessa mentioned, we want to share some ideas we have related to a bigger picture we have for our island and the Caribbean related to new innovations and also education opportunities. And also we will finalize the session also with a nice presentation from Eunice with some nice ideas also that we want to share with you to show you how we bring things together and try to connect all nice innovations in the Caribbean. Let me start sharing my screen to pick up the presentation. I think you are able to see my screen at this moment.
Yes, we are.
Put it in the presentation mode.
Awesome.
Yeah, so let me start with a small introduction for myself, and then I will briefly explain what we are doing as La Nubia Consulting, and then I will guide you through, like Vanessa mentioned, ILLUSTRE, and we will also describe our bigger ambition for the Caribbean area, what we want to do with ILLUSTRE to create the path towards energy transition and AI education lab. And we also want to share with you great ideas from the side of technology. And Eunice will give you some insights also from new innovative ideas we are bringing on the island or in the Caribbean. So first of all, a brief introduction for myself. My name is Rigo Selassa. I'm born in Curaçao, a real diaspora. And after my high school, I went to the Netherlands and I studied technology management at the Hanze University in Groningen. And after my study, I rolled in a consultancy environment and consultancy world. And I find my path in very nice technology-driven innovative projects. And if you can see here, I had the chance to have multiple traineeships to train myself and develop my skills as a person very well and create my career path in Europe. And after a lot of changes from different employers. I had the opportunity in 2014 to start Lanubia Consulting, and Lanubia stands for cloud in Spanish. And that means that at that moment, 2014, I was very busy within Deloitte, the Netherlands, to manage a lot of new cloud innovative solutions that were on the market. We were advising big companies how to use cloud innovations, cloud solutions in that moment. And I wanted to have a name, a catchy name that is saying what I'm doing, but also reflecting very well what are the things that are coming. And you see, after 9 years now, next year I will become 10 years that we have Lanubia. It is a year to celebrate. But after 9 years, cloud transformation and cloud application is still a valid thing. As a real diaspora, you will realize that most of us born on Curaçao get the chance to go abroad to US or go to Netherlands and make the study there. But most of us are not coming back. And that's a pity for our island, because most of the best talents are remaining abroad. And then we need to make sure that we can change that. We can keep our talent near to house. I will give you some insights that I have myself. In 2017, I had the chance to start working as a project leader and a subject matter expert at Agroelectra at Curaçao. And it is a small dot in that world map. I was working on Agroelectra, but at the same time, I had the chance to do a global executive MBA where I traveled the whole world, visiting different countries, having classes at different universities, and creating growing my educational background and experience and knowledge, but also making a lot of network in the academical world. That foundation and that network inspired me at the same time that I was working on Curaçao, that traveling across the world, visiting different countries, looking what are being done in terms of innovation, what universities are doing, what the industries are doing, what governments are doing, inspired me to say, okay, I need to do something back for Curaçao as my island, and not only working as a project leader for a big transformation at one of the big companies as Agroelectra on Curaçao, but doing something broader to stimulate also and motivate people like me with talent, maybe to remain on the island and do something. So that brought me on the idea to do something in the educational part, but also start curating working spaces for people in the area. So I will come back to that in the bigger ambition. But this was my inspiration, the moment, I think, just before the start of Corona. I was very lucky that just before Corona, I was doing my MBA, so I was able to travel across the world. But in 2020, Corona kicked in, and you saw that it was not an option anymore for traveling so much across the world and getting the education. So this is to give you a background from where I'm coming from. Just briefly explanation as Lanubia. As Lanubia, what we do, and you see back here in the picture that I'm collaborating a lot with universities based on my network, but also based on my global experience. I have a very good network globally. And as Lanubia, we are focusing on data science. So we are really focusing on the new techniques and methods to analyze big volumes of data and create nice things with data. We do business analysis, so we help bigger companies to transform in this new digital area. So we are combining some capabilities together to provide business transformation services, but also we are bringing talent to the customers. And that's the basis for our element as Lanubia, where we also strive to bring those elements to the Caribbean area also as the basis. Now we know briefly what I'm doing and what Lanubia is about, what's my background. I want to share with you the idea behind ILLUSTRE. ILLUSTRE stands for Innovation Lab for Utilities on Sustainable Technology and Renewable Energy. What we had done, I think, in 2021 together with one of my employees that just graduated at JAST, I came in contact with Renato Calzone, Director Smart Industries at JATS, Hieronymus Academy of Data Science. And we had the idea to create an innovation lab, to create something that we can keep, like I had this vision and that ambition, to create something that we can bring the technology, but also the talent to the Caribbean area, and then stimulate change and stimulate positive transformation there. We had the idea to build on ILLUSTRE, and ILLUSTRE is one of the 17 innovation centers of AI, and is part of a bigger program. It is a program from 10 years where we focus on doing long-term research, and we try to implement the findings that we have from the long-term research directly in the practical world in the industry, and then try to stimulate change. ILLUSTRE focus on the SDG 7 from the from the Sustainable Goals from the United Nations, for affordable clean energy, but also we are focusing on clean water and sanitation. So those are globally challenge that we see. In Netherlands, we are doing also a lot of analysis and research for long-term related to energy, but also for water. We are also doing a lot of research about water quality, but also water scarcity, etc. If I look to Curaçao, there are also other different challenges, but that's something we want to bring together with ILLUSTRE to combine the technology and the experience from the European background and bring it to the islands, and then use the islands as a kind of a living lab. To explain briefly what we do, we focus on one hand in ILLUSTRE on fundamental research for the coming 5 years. So we have PhD candidates that are doing research, and they will promote on the topics they are doing research on. The findings they do during those research periods, we directly create kind of MVPs and solutions, and together with knowledge institutions, with students, and also some partners in the sector, we implement those solutions directly as use cases for the companies in the Caribbean, but also in Netherlands. And that way we try to create a kind of continuous improvement, continuous development approach, that we not doing research for the long term only for doing research, but we also directly implement those things in the practical world. Like I just mentioned, LaNubia have different, ILLUSTRE have different elements. Academical research is kind of the fundamental element for ILLUSTRE, but we are applying domain expertise from the different areas, from water expertise, water treatment expertise, but also from energy production and energy distribution expertise. We bring that together with new technologies like AI, cloud transformation, with all those different new technology like IoTs, virtual reality. So we try to bring all those technology together, and then we implement those technologies also in the real world. But we want to also create an educational path to build up on the talent that we need to sustain those technologies also for the future. And together with the universities of Brabant from in Netherlands, like Tilburg University, but also Technical University of Eindhoven, together with JATS, we want to create a curriculum to provide scholar education, but also professional education to sustain the transformation on the different areas. So you see that on the business level, we need also training for the people there to make sure that they are able to catch up and adopt the new technology. On a schooler level, we want to also create this foundation for minors, masters, etc., to make sure that the new talents also have a path in the new direction. What does it mean in a picture? You see here, this is a nice picture to illustrate how we want to bring the things together within ILLUSTRE. But the most important part from ILLUSTRE is that we want to use the Dutch Caribbean islands as a living lab, where we can really test and apply things directly, and we can also take a leap, and we don't need to do everything from scratch in the Caribbean, but we learn from the experience from Europe, and we try to also implement new things and facilitate the transformation and go faster to get the goal. And the idea behind ILLUSTRE is that we do long-term research, we create the educational path also to develop new talent, and then we use domain knowledge from organizations or companies in Netherlands like Alliander, like PWN, like Stedin. Those are companies in the energy sector or in the water sector that are already having a lot of experience and the resources. Together with the new talent, we try to support, or we will support this transformation also. So our dream is also to build this energy transition transition academy in the region of the Caribbean, and put it on Curaçao. And then from there also try to not only provide the transition, but also make sure that we can build up scholar educations and professional education to create some new job positions, but also keep our talent at home. People like me that if they finish their high school, they have also maybe a path that they can study in the region at Curaçao, for example, and remain at home and get a good job and get a good position in the region itself. So just to give you a brief overview, what kind of research we are doing from ILLUSTRE, we're doing research on water desalination and purification. And from there, we find knowledge of insights to create semi-automatic water management systems that can use AI to facilitate and improve the water management process, but also create AI solutions to provide recommendations not only for institutions or for companies, but also for people at home, residential people that have maybe a swimming pool or things using a lot of water. We can create also based on the AI-related solutions, create recommendation systems to provide them insights when they need to use water, when they need to have support in the usage of water. But you see also we focus on prediction, so forecasting of consumption, but also forecasting of production to make sure that we are able to facilitate some tactical or strategical processes in the way of production or distribution for water or electricity. And one of the important things that happen also one of the big problems in Netherlands at this moment is congestion management. Congestion means that you have more energy coming to the grid, and the grid of the energy grids, so the cables, the transformers are not able to manage that capacity of energy in a certain time. So we need to be able to balance the amount of energy that are flowing through the grid. And that means that we are now, for example, Netherlands producing a lot of solar energy, but also a lot of wind energy. And sometimes we're producing more than we are using. So we have an overcapacity. And sometimes we are consuming more than we are producing. So we have overcapacity in usage. So we also create innovations of solutions that are helping managing the grid, to balance the grid automatically or semi-dynamically, semi-automatic in that sense. One of the things we focus also is predictive maintenance. Predictive maintenance is a hot topic. It is not new, but you see that we are still improving in the knowledge and also in the application of new technology there. So that's also one of the focus areas where we want to make sure that the network for electricity, but also the distribution line for water, etc., is maintained and can be kept secure. One of the important aspects of our research is a social adoption of AI solutions. And for this topic, we still are looking for a PhD candidate. And we are hoping to find somebody from the Caribbean area or somebody from one of the Caribbean islands that is willing to do long-term research and also look for solutions that are facilitating the understanding how the impact of new technology is influencing the behavior of people. What are the aspects we need to consider to make sure that the adoption of new technology is is going easier doing the change for people, and we make sure that everything we do are more in ease of more in kind of human centricness for the acceptance for users of people also. This is a very important aspect, not only for the adoption of AI, but you see with all new technologies, it's very important to understand what are the key factors to make sure that people accept and start trusting the new things are coming. So here we're really looking now, we still open position for the other 4 positions. We already have candidates that just started, or I think 1 candidate will start in January, but 3 already started at JATS, and they will start doing some research, and we are preparing to collect data and make sure so that we link the companies so we can start working with the companies to work toward solutions, but also look to the challenge of the companies to make sure we can focus on that part. Let me just give you a detailed explanation. We'll not go to too much detail, but just give you a kind of sense what is a topic about for the long-term challenge of solution research. For water, the water part is that we want to find solutions of looking for AI solutions to support the water desalination and recycling process. So we want to implement machine learning and other methods to combine the different techniques and then create AI decision-making support systems to support the desalination process and the purification process. Those processes are very expensive. In Curaçao, for example, we have a desalination plant, and desalination is one of the most expensive water treatment, I think, processes. So finding new way to do things easier or faster, etc., will also reduce the cost of production and maybe also impact the prices for water for the people. So that's one of the things. The other thing I just mentioned briefly is the looking for the power load and renewable energy, forecasting how much energy will be consumed, of how much energy will be produced, will help us also to create tools that can give us insight so we can manage also and adapt where needed, flexible. So if it's a better weather, we know how to manage that. If it is a bad weather with rains, we know also how to manage the capacity so we can semi-automate our processes and then secure the needed energy for the usage that is in the time. For predictive maintenance for water electricity infrastructure, we also try to combine different factors, make sure that we have different sources of data. You can think about the weather or climate or atmosphere data, and then use that in combination with the maintenance history and new techniques to create a kind of forecasting, but also a prescription when you need to do your maintenance and secure that you have a more reliability of your network and reduce possible shutdowns, etc. in Curaçao. And one of the examples in Curaçao, we have we have different shutdowns in the year due to failures of machines, or due to failures of conflicts in the energy grid. If you have this implemented, you can reduce very good the amount of shutdown because you already in advance know where you have the bottlenecks, and you can prescriptive act on those bottlenecks and then make sure that you change the things before they fail. So this is a very important one, can add a lot of value for an island like Curaçao. In Netherlands, we don't have this problem because we can switch very easy from different energy supplier sources. So if there is a problem, we switch, so we don't have backlogs. But in Curaçao, that's a big problem to make sure we can manage this. This is one important part that is really specific for consumers, and consumers can be also, we call them prosumers then. You see that the changes now, a lot of people have solar panels, or they have even some windmills in the garden. They are producing their own energy, but we have a lot of electrical devices now coming. We have electric cars, we have smart meters, we have smart devices at home, smart kitchen devices, smart wash machines, all those stuff. So if we are able now to collect all the data, and we know, and we can forecast and prescript what is your expected production and what is your expected consumption, we can also automate that process, that the system can balance your usage, but also tell you, give you recommendation when you need to use your smart devices, of when you don't need to use your smart devices. So you have also a kind of balanced grid, and also you can reduce your cost in terms of energy, because you try to consume the most what you produce yourself, and consume lesser from the production company itself. So this is a very important development. You see, this is a topic that a lot of companies are looking for, to make sure they can reduce cost, energy cost, and also comply with CO2 footprints, of climate footprint, etc. So this is a very important topic for us. And like I just mentioned, is the most important part. How do we make sure that the things that we develop, or the new things that are developed, that they are accepted by people, and how we make sure that the new models and the AIs, that people don't see that as a threat, but they can accept that, adopt those technologies, and make sure that not only employees, but also people that are at home using an app are trusting the recommendations that they're having in the app, of the recommendation they had from the smart energy system, etc. So this is a very important step to make sure the adoption for this new technologies is there. Now, this is brief explanation about Illustre. I want to move now to the bigger challenge. Unfortunately, Renato was not able to join, but I will take you with the presentation for the bigger ambition we have now from the aspect of an academy for data science in the Caribbean. Let me go to the nice place. We mentioned just before, we are working with Hieronymus Academy of Data Science. That's called JATS, and that's a collaboration between Technical University of Eindhoven and Tilburg University. JATS is hosted in a nice cloister, I will say, a very nice location in Eindhoven, and you have a lot of kind of small startups related to AI and data science companies in that cloister working together, a kind of accelerated place where you have very smart people together and thinking about future, etc. And a lot of new students working, learning about data science, data engineering and stuff. So I just mentioned there's an alliance between Technical University of Eindhoven and Tilburg. And together they create this foundation focusing really on data science as a niche. And this is something we think that we can also use as a very good experience to bring that together to Caribbean. What you see, it is a combination of education, research, but also business. So the students are learning not only to do research and develop new things, but they learn also how to bring those new things to the market, and how to be more entrepreneurial in that sense. And JATS is also focusing on that professional education part, to also support companies to managers, to provide training to managers, and also the employees, to make sure that the new things in related data science are adapted in big industries also. Now I'm moving to the Caribbean based on our new ambition. We have a larger ambition, and we call it CATS 3. That's CATS, so we say the Caribbean Academy of Data Science. So, so we really have this ambition to create a Caribbean Academy from Curaçao. And we realize that in the Caribbean, we have a very big potential. So in the sense, you see that if you look to all those small islands together, we have approximately 43 million people living in the Caribbean. But if you look to every island as itself, it is very small. If you look, for example, to Curaçao, we have 150, 160,000 people living. On Aruba, we have 60,000 people living. So it is very small. And to create an education hub there, it is not sustainable on itself. But if you look to the Caribbean on its whole, then you get a very big opportunity. And what is the best to keep talent like me that are going abroad and maybe get a big job abroad and not coming back? If we can create this hub in the region, and we can educate the people in the region, but also make sure they get a job in the region, then we have economical development, we have support for all the things we need. We have social, economic development in the region. So that's what we see as a potential to make sure that with our plan and our ambition, we can try to tip in on this potential market in the Caribbean, also in terms of education. The challenges that we experience in the Caribbean, we have the hurricanes, we have a lot of water floating, etc. We have this treatment about the water level will increase the coming years, also on certain level. So we have also some challenges on the different islands that we also need to start managing. We have those coral impacts based on tourism and all those things. And so we see also that the different islands are experiencing different challenges. And this is a picture from St. Martin a few years ago after Hurricane Irma, when they really have this challenge to rebuild the island again after the hurricane passed. But we see this potential to bring also data science capability and academy to use and to make sure we can able to manage and help manage those challenges and possibilities, turn the challenges as possibilities. Another things is that we see this climate change things. I just mentioned about the coral effect. So in Curaçao, we have Carmabi doing a lot of research related to the coral reef. We have some other projects from coral treatment in Bonaire, etc. And we see also there we can use a lot of data science capability to make sure that we can bring the different data sources that we have already in the Caribbean, bring them together and create also solutions to support the transition, of support the decisions that need to be done to keep our coral and our seas kind of healthy for the future. So you see a few combinations that I expect, and this is bringing us to the totality that you see that a lot of things happening around us in terms of climate change, in terms of challenges in the Caribbean, and not only the energy or the water problem is something we see as opportunities, but we see also the combination of those challenges to bring also different kind of curriculums or different kind of courses to the Caribbean. So I want to show you what we thought about. We have a different conversation with different universities already in the Caribbean, with support with the university. I just showed you in the beginning that I have my global MBA, where I have already the network with different universities, but also here you see that we want to really bring some things together. And we have this ambition to create this Academy for Data Science and Sustainable Studies, because I just show you those challenges related to climate, related to different natural things that we really need to manage. So we really want to focus on sustainability and data science and bring some new different curriculums in that sense. So we think also that COVID gave us the right learnings and the right mindset shift also, that we can create a kind of hybrid mode in terms of education. So not always on-site education, but we can create this kind of combination of partially on e-learning combination with on-site learning. So we can create the different hubs and create a kind of learning community across the Caribbean So what you see is that what we want to emphasize is that we had a lot of experience. The universities in the Netherlands also built a lot of experience during the COVID to provide e-learnings, but also build a digital or online curriculum. So we want to connect those learnings and experience also to bring things forward and create this content. So our objective for the long term, and this is a vision that we are already working on it, and we are capitalizing on it. So the ILLUSTRE is the first step that we are doing already, is that we want to really focus, create a kind of educational community from Curaçao, kind of use Curaçao as a hub, and then create a community of educational institutions that we can keep pick the education curriculums of courses from the different universities and bring them together to create curriculums in terms of data science, AI, but also climate adaptation and sustainable business in that sense. So we want to focus to make sure that we bring those universities together, create the collaboration platform, and then start tipping on that 43 million potential talents that are able to, of people, of a part of that can be talents that want to, learn some new courses or new curriculum in that sense. So what you see is briefly some ideas we have, and we want to focus on some sectors. Tourism is one of the primary sectors for all of Caribbean islands. So we want to also create some sustainable tourism curriculum, create curriculums related to energy transition, make sure that we can focus on e-health functions, but also bringing some healthy healthcare curriculums also in the agri-food is one big topic. So green agri-food, creating some locations where we can also start doing farming and stimulate this green agriculture part. And we want to make sure that we also make sure that construction, but also building the buildings, implementing smart things in the buildings, creating some new networks, also part of that idea. So we have this ambition and vision, and that's something we are working very hard behind the scenes. And we are already starting. So we started already with ILLUSTRE. We are coming to the islands also very soon to start the research, but also make sure that we create a foundation. And we are looking now to position the academy already, maybe with 1 or 2 curriculum together with the University of Curaçao, maybe the University of Aruba already. We have some discussions ongoing to start ping-ponging which curriculums we can start with on a short notice and start this movement in that sense. Here you see briefly a connection between the different universities that we are already talking with. We are talking with university in Jamaica, the University of West Indies, where we have a combination with the Breda University of Applied Science, where we are focusing on sustainable tourism as a curriculum. And that's something that is really tangible now. We are really working behind the scenes to bring that very soon to the region. We are working with the University of Aruba to focus on the sustainable energy engineering curriculum. They have already the system curriculum that they are providing in Aruba, but we want to make sure that we can implement it and provide it also for the people in Curaçao or people from the other islands in the Caribbean. And we focus with ILLUSTRE on that energy transition academy that will be suited in Curaçao. So we are already building those connections to make sure that from Curaçao, then we can start first on the 6 Dutch Antillian islands, but also focus on the rest on the Caribbean islands to create that support. We don't restrict ourselves to the Caribbean because we have a big opportunity also to do the Latin America part, but we really want to focus to make sure that we can start with curriculums that are really adding value, but also creating opportunities for our talent and create positions for people in the region. So that's that's a high-level overview for what we are doing. I just mentioned we are working on building some curriculums for climate adaptation, sustainable tourism, digital in health, digitization in health, agri-food. Also, sport is one of the important things we want to focus on. We're working with Orange Sport Forums in Netherlands to also start working on some sport MBAs and make sure that we can incorporate sport in the educational foundation also from the islands. So a lot of things going on. I cannot tell you everything today, but we are doing a lot of nice things with universities in the background, and we are really building that community and make sure that we can really start implementing and pushing the things forward. So the Caribbean Academy for Data Science on Sustainability will really become or will come very soon. We are really trying to face it such a way that we can start fast and make sure that we can also have that collaboration with universities in the area, and we will create also teaching opportunities to cross benchmark teachers from Europe to the Caribbean, etc., vice versa. So a lot of opportunities there. We are working on the background on that level. So that is, I think, a combination about introduction to Illustre and a presentation about our bigger ambition. Now I want to switch to Eunice, that Eunice can give you a flavor about one of the things that we are also connecting to the long-term research and also innovative way of thinking, where we try to connect the Caribbean innovations together. So Eunice, I will give you the word so you can take us to the part of the art and immersive technology.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Rigo. Thanks actually for the opportunity. I'm going to also quickly share my screen because I think I have already experience with, let's say, a 5-minute pitch for this project. So I'm very excited to share it with everybody. Just in a nutshell, I consider myself to be an experienced designer, and all of these projects, I do them all in my free time. And full-time, I do work at the University of Curaçao as a program director of the business and management studies of the Faculty of Social Economics. That was just a brief introduction, but today I'm going to talk a little bit more about the LIVE project and aiming to create a futuristic ecosystem on the island to make it reach global. As we all know, Curaçao is known for its sun, sea, and sand. But in the past few years, also Curaçao has been known and is becoming pretty much famous with our buildings, with the paintings of our local artists. But in between, we have acknowledged some gaps as well in the creative industries, that local artists, they do not have the space or they do not know how to precisely promote themselves to reach international. So therefore, we came up with the idea to offer a pathway for economic growth to be able to help basically the creative industry and help them find a different platform to grow, and also to push the educational developments when it comes to global trends. In addition, we wanted to create an ecosystem on the island where we can merge the creativity and also technology. We had a grand opening of the Curaçao Vibes on June 16th, 2023, and this was the breakthrough of our creations. So we had 4 editions. This one is the 4th. And this one was fully customized with a local monumental building in it. And we had more or less within 1 hour with between 150 and 200 attendees. This also means for marketing purposes and or businesses, it might be as well an opportunity to reach international without the need to travel abroad. It became trending on Spatial, which is a highlight for many people because it doesn't happen often, especially on the platform because there are a lot of spaces. And we presented this as well at the Las Vegas at the conference of extended reality and metaverse, and recently also won the Digital Transformation Award by CT here on the island. The impact that we have created within 6 months were mostly global reach, because of course we made it international, and also we created new economic opportunities. We put in a boost within the creative industry and also becoming innovative. The social aspect, we focus on the cultural exchange and local and international creators, and especially collaborating with not only local but also international institutions and or professionals and experts to make this happen. Ultimately, our aim was as well to increase the digital and virtual awareness, which aims to focus a little bit more on the educational aspect, and also coming up with new possibilities and spaces to have educational sessions as well. For the future plans for this specific project, we aim to make it a little bit more immersive as well and create more events within. We seek for global collaborations, connecting with educational initiatives, focusing on integration of Web3 and AI, especially for the creators, to be able to sell their products as well as digital assets, and have a merge between the physical presence and also avatars. And ultimately collaborate with tech companies to be able to make it profitable eventually as well. It's a full-time job, so this was also a full-time job with a huge team, which was very fun to work with, both local and international. As you can see, we had 2 people from the US giving us advice. So most of these people we met as well through LinkedIn or through webinars and or conferences. And also local supporters who actually believed in this project to be able to make it happen. For the future, in the making, this is a baby still, but we aim to focus on the ecotourism aspect, so creating a new immersive platform that can actually help the island with the ecotourism aspects, integrate more AI in it, ecotourism redefined in a new way. So that means as well, people are able to travel through these spaces instead of using airplanes, and also focusing on more business model for sustainability to make it actually adding more people and projects as well in it, so that we can offer new job possibilities and opportunities, and ultimately connect the academic industry and research to be able to reach on an international level, and also push Curaçao in the academic field when it comes to immersive and technology industry. And we focus on the global expansion to keep growing internationally and still staying local. So that was in a nutshell what we are doing. In the background, it's a lot of work, but it's something fun to do, and also I really enjoy doing it, and especially when I am able to connect with local professionals internationally, so that makes it even more fun. So if you have more questions, feel free to contact me. I am available via email or telephone, WhatsApp.
Okay, great. Thank you to Rigo, but also Eunice. Time flies when things are interesting. It was a very interesting session presenting the ILLUSTRE program, which is a very transformative, sustainable, but also a technological project that combines AI, combines technology and sustainable development, and also education. And I think it's a very good combination that is also what we are aiming as a government through the National Export Strategy, but also it fits perfectly in the theme that we are managing in this EU Funds Week, which is our Diaspora Dynamics, Empowering Curaçao's Future Through Knowledge Transfer. And this is exactly what has been going on in the last hour. I just wanted to have a short question before we conclude, which is, were you able to fill all the PhD vacancies for ILLUSTRE?
You're on mute.
You're on mute, yeah.
Yeah, sorry. It's always yeah. At this moment, we have 4 of the 5 positions filled, and we reopened the 5th position. That's the social adoption and impact of human topic, because we really think that we really I pushed also for the universities to check if we can find something from the Caribbean or from somebody from the islands. So we reopen it, and it's still open. So if people have friends or have say that people that you know in your network that is aiming for a nice innovative research position, so please contact them and let us contact us, because we really look for enthusiastic people, and we will make sure that you are coming on board for the application, so we can have so we will, I think we try to, yeah, we don't want to wait too much, but in February, March, we want to have a kind of selection. And by the way, I think also important thing that I want to mention, Vanessa, is that we have also, next to the PhD positions, in March also we are looking for new talent together with JETS. There is a kind of data challenge week in the Netherlands. And that's, I think, from the 15th of March till the 19th of March, we have a data challenge week where we are also selecting master and doctor of engineer students. So people that are really want to make a move in the data science direction. So we're also looking for new talent. So if you are interested, just catch up with us. We will make sure that you get more information and we can give you in the movement.
Wonderful, wonderful. So we will share the information also through our channels, and those that are in the call, please, if you know people that want to do a PhD in this area, please share the information with them. It's on illustre.nl, right?
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Which is your website where you are able to get the information. And in March, we will follow you to get information on the masters and also doctorates in engineering positions that will be open. There are many questions that we would like to ask, but we need to get to the next session. People are already waiting for the next session, and I haven't seen any Q&A, any questions in the Q&A part or the chat. So I think people are still overwhelmed by the information that was shared and the possibilities that our diaspora is creating and the partnerships that you have with JETS. And also you have many partners here in Curaçao. Our ministry is also a partner in this amazing project, and Aqualectra and many other partners here in Curaçao, and the university, of course. So we will be following you. We will be in touch, and we will share information on the PhD position in the coming days, so more people in our region, in our countries, are able to join this talent pool that is being developed, and the data for data-driven decisions, and also for policies and for projecting the future and predicting the future. Thank you very much to everyone that participated. Thank you so much, Rigo. Thank you very much. And also to Renato and Eunice for this interesting intervention. And we will get back to you for another session where we can go more in depth and also longer in this topic. Thank you very much. See you soon. Happy holidays. And for those that want to join the next session, it will start in a few minutes. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.